All right, what's up, guys? Today is July 20th, 2026. You're joining Rin with Daily Trades by Rin. Um, yeah, I came on to talk about the trade that happened today. The market and the trade that I took, the trades that I took. And yeah, I wanted to do that because I want to continue on with the just kind of showing my viewers or my audience how it works and how I'm able to read the market and the market trends and whatnot, right? So how did I reach my conclusion that today, since I did two successful trades today, right? Um, I did one where it was bullish, right? So I believe my first one was I got it after it crashed, right? So I see it crashing, right? Then I would look for my price line to where I can get back in, and I was able to catch it going up. So I caught it here to go up, bullish, right? And then and then I caught it on the way down. Um, and then I caught it on the way down, probably let me redo this. I caught it on the way down. So and it kind of stinks a little bit the way I caught it, right? I knew the whole market was bearish. The reason why I knew it was bearish was the opening of the day, right? And this is where people use the ARB, which is I forgot what it's called, opening range. I don't know what the B stands for. Um, Something, right? So I knew the whole market was bearish, and not because of the ARB. Right? A lot of people would assume the beginning of the day kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day, right? That can be true. You can say that can be true, but there's so many incidences where I know it isn't true because I've watched the whole market switch up on me and it never changed back to what the ORB was, or ORB, right? Opening range something. I don't know what the B stands for, and I'm not going to do research on it because all that stuff is kind of ridiculous to me. Even though, I'm not going to disagree with the way people see things. I just think to make a name for it and to be so convinced about it, I can't believe anything to be so what do you call that? So etched in stone, right? Yeah, I'm not going to want to do that. That's just me, right? Because my resilience is knowing that things change and I can adapt to change. So, how did I assume that the market was bearish for the rest of the day after this first pump, right? So, mind you, that I was trying to tell you that I caught my second trade here at the top, right? But when I caught it at the top, I caught it without waiting for confirmation, right? That's how confident I was. I caught it without waiting for confirmation. So my whole first 15 minutes was one of those things where I'm waiting, right? And I felt like maybe not even my first 15 minutes, maybe even like towards even the second one, right? Because granted, when the contract moves, and I'm like, you know, multi-leg contracts, right? I'm doing spreads, right? And like I'm not gonna see my what you call it gains right away since I didn't I was in the money one, right, and I couldn't get a good discount to where when it goes against my direction, it doesn't hold a strong value, right? So when it goes against my direction, it actually negated me from my positive value. So I waited for a while. That's because I caught in early, but I couldn't get a discount of because I caught it at the trend going the direction I wanted to go, but then it came back up, or it came opposing me, right? Yeah, and so it took like at least probably good 30 minutes, right, for the eventually 30 minutes an hour, but to eventually start to push down. That's what I was trying to say, right? But once it pushed down, right, and this is kind of the sad part about this whole scenario, right? So today I made about a 15 to $20 gain. I'm probably, let's say, like $16 or $17 gain, right? And like I said, right, if I can't get a discount, I'm not going to be able to see the big numbers, right? Unless I multiply meaning I'll buy into the same contract multiple times to get a bigger to scale it bigger, right? And that's kind of hard to do since my capital is small, right? Still working with a small account, right? So, and I'm not going to push more than like 10, 20, 30% of my total, right? Just because to me, I don't want to break my what do you call that? I don't want to blow my account. So, and that's not what it's all about, right? Yeah. So I was able to catch it here, and it went pretty far. I mean, it probably went a good $2 value, right? And then it pulled out. Like I said, it was a too late contract, and I got a good about 20, 30% from the contract, right? Which to me it's good because after it went down to the $2 value, right? So it was up here, right? And then it went all the way down to like 44, right? So it was like hanging around 746. It went to 744, right? And literally, like it was just stuck there, right? Like I said, right, when I was focused on my range, right, I know exactly where it's gonna move towards, and it's gonna stay where it wants to stay, right? I'm not gonna wait for it to crash all the way to the end of the day, which will end up being 742, right? Because it's likely impossible for me to know whether or not it's gonna go back up, right? So why not take profit when it when it kind of settles at 44? It was successful, right? I was able to gain my I think it was like 7% out of my whole thing, which turns out to be like around $15. And now I'm literally only like $9 away from $200, right? I started off at 170. I'm at $200, almost $200, like $9 away. Okay, how did I know though? How did I know, right? The reason why I know is because so overnight kind of tells you the story, right? Okay, if you look at 6:30, right, opening candle, 6:30 opening candle, right? So yeah, 6:30 it pushed up, but it pushed up from an overnight, right? So overnight it went up, and then at pre-market it pushed down. That's where we have to look at, right? So from pre-market, which is around 5 o'clock, it went down, right? So that 4 hours right there kind of gives you the story, right? Even though this pushed up, I noticed that the 4 hour before that, it committed to it committed itself to being bearish, right? And then if you're looking at the 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, right? And that's the next 4 hours. Let's look for 9 o'clock, right? So the second 4 hours kind of revealed itself. So we're right there. We're at what 7:45, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock right here, right? It revealed itself as being bearish, right? So if this was at 5 o'clock, I'll, I'll I'll open up the 4 hour candle, right? And it's bearish, and then at 9 o'clock it continued to be bearish, right? Then the rest of the day will move along the same path. You know what I mean? Let's see what happened in the 4 hour candle, right? And you'll notice that it'll be that bearish sentiment the whole time, right? You can't even though you would assume that, hey, look, and I mean most of the day, right? On here it gave you that positive daily percentage, right? Daily gain, right? It's daily gaining from the prior day, right? Hold on. It's daily gain from the prior day, which was the prior day. Yeah, from the prior well, not technically from prior day, but from let's see, where was the low at? I would assume it's from the prior day. Yeah, from the prior day right here. See that? This is the 17th, right? 1720, right? Yeah, from Friday, right? It's positive $3 from Friday. You know what I mean? It ended at 42. Friday was that where Friday was, where it crashed to. Lowest on Friday was 42, closed at 42.33, and the lowest over here was um, clear image here at 1 o'clock. Okay, 40 closed at 41. Yeah, I don't know how to get the calculations. right? This calculation right here, 45. Oh no, 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 this is current. This is current, right? It crashed. Actually, I remember now. It crashed. Yeah, it went below. It went below. It went below. Thursday value, or it went below the daily percentage or the daily. What do you call it? It went below the line during the day. It actually went like $1 below. Yeah, so it did go below um, the Thursday scenario. And see how everything's there, right? Like there's no miscalculations, nothing. Like you can pinpoint why things happen the way they happen, right? So your goal as a trader is to understand what's going on, right, behind the scenes, so that you can know what's going on. Now let's go to the 4 hour candle, right? I'm teaching y'all, man. This, you know what I mean? I don't think people teach, like all these gurus, mentors. They're not teaching y'all, right? I'm teaching y'all. I'm probably giving you guys too much information, but I don't care. It is what it is, right? Okay, 4 hours, right? Check this out. And please tell me if I'm wrong, right? Right there. That's the 5 hour, right? Or 5 a.m., right? First 4 hour of the day, right? Red. Second 4 hour of the day, red, right? By the end of the day, red. See that? Was I lying to you, right? How did I figure it out? You know what I mean? And I know exactly what my range is too to work with, right? Um, it's the thing is, it's not magic, right? I think people think it's magic or something. It's not. It's telling you everything is tell all, right? You know, it's just you just have to understand a little bit more. When you understand it, trust me. My green days, I get it. I get it all the time, right? So like when I show you my graph, right, and it's green, it's proof of concept. I'm not bragging, right? Why would I brag about $1, $2, right? It's proof of concept. I'm not bragging, right? I don't want to be boastful. I'm doing this, right, because my goal and my purpose to do this, right, for one, right,